Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing great. Today's lesson is going to be 7th chord inversions. So we have 4 types of basic families of 7th chords, which is major 7th, dominant 7th, minor 7th, and half diminished. We'll have 20 shapes per family. So we're going to do root position, first inversion with the third, second inversion with the fifth, and third inversion with the seventh. So we'll have 5 shapes per each inversion. So for example, root position of major 7, C major 7 will be like this. That's drop 2, drop 3, drop 2, drop 3, and only one type from the 4th string. So altogether that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's how we're going to have it for the rest of the inversions. Let's jump straight in. So why don't we start with the major 7th of C, so C, E, G, B. And we'll start with root position. Let's go. Drop 2, drop 3. Drop 2, drop 3, and from the 4th string only drop 2. First inversion, let's start from the 5th string. Second inversion. Drop 2 here. Okay, and the same from the 5th string. Some of them are going to be a bit stretchy, but they're really worth your effort. So, a lot of very beautiful movements you can get. But we'll delve into the musical applications in a later video. Let's focus in on all the shapes, getting all the shapes down. So, 5th in the bass. And last but not least, major 7 with the 7th in the bass. So anytime we have a 7th in the bass, the other 3 notes are going to have to be the triad. So, in every chord quality, by the way. So, we have a C major. By the way, I highly recommend that you check out the triad video that we did for block chords before you do this one. Drop 3. And you hear this chord a lot in a passing kind of way. Sorry, I digressed, but it's kind of related. Next chord quality. So we take the 7th and we flatten it from B to B flat, and we get a dominant 7th. So we're going to have the exact same shapes, but every time we're going to play a B in any of those shapes, it's going to be half step down. But let's do it. Root position, drop 2, drop 3. Drop 2, drop 3. Done. 3rd in the bass. Drop 3. Drop 2. Drop 3. 5th in the bass. 2nd inversion. Drop 2. Drop 3. Drop 2. Drop 3. And from the 4th string. We know the shape from when we play A7. So if this is A7, B7, C7. There we go. 3rd inversion. So we're going to have the B flat in the bass, and like we said, if the 7th is in the bass, what remains is the triad. So the 7th and the triad. That's drop 2, drop 3, drop 2, drop 3, beautiful sound. And next family. So we did the major 7th, the dominant 7th. Now we're going to flat to 3rd and get a minor 7th. Here we go. Root position. First inversion, so the flatted 3rd in the bass. This is actually a major 6th chord. Drop 3. This is a bit of a stretch, so I highly recommend to take the hand off and be in a resting position and then bring it, just so it's kind of really available and easy to play. Then 6th string, drop 2, drop 3. Second inversion, so the 5th in the bass, drop 3, 5th string, drop 2, drop 3, and 4th string. This always reminds me of the Beatles song, "Once there was a way to get back home." Anyways, digressed, but it's related. Third inversion, B flat in the bass. Drop 2. And again, we hear these chords a lot in a passing kind of application, so okay, but it's a beautiful sound on its own. And then 5th string, and the easiest chord to finger. Half diminished. Let's do it. Root position. So what we've done, we took the 5th and flattened it by a half step. Drop 2, drop 3. I'm fingering it like this so you can see each note, but you can do it like that. And drop 3. Or you can finger it however is comfortable. You should experiment with different fingerings. First inversion. So this will produce a minor 6 chord, drop 2, drop 3, drop 2, drop 3, drop 2. Second inversion, so the flatted 5th in the bass. That's a beautiful sound. Drop 3, drop 2, drop 3, and drop 2. Third inversion, B flat in the bass. So here we go. Drop 2, drop 3, drop 2. Okay, and this we hear a lot in the context of like a 1 and a 1 major and a 4 minor 6, or for example. Okay. All right, so we have all our shapes now. It's 80 shapes, so it's 20 shapes per family. The next step that I would do is as follows. First, get one chord, and I would also do it in different keys. So for now, I'm doing it in C, but once you get comfortable, you should do it. But you should have this type of fluency. So for example, C minor 7. You should be able, to really be fluent with them. Once you have that under your fingers, we can take a famous jazz standard like Say Autumn Leaves, because that one has all the chord qualities, major 7, minor 7, dominant 7th and half diminished. So when we do autumn leaves, we're going to do it in the key of B flat or G minor. Let's start. We're going to do 2 inversions. Sometimes maybe I'll add more because we're going to take a slow tempo just as an exercise. But you'll see that all the voice leading comes out beautifully because many times you have common tones and there is relatively minimal movement. So let's jump right in. Autumn leaves for the 7th chord inversion exercise. Wow, such a long name. 1, 2, 3, 4. C minor 7, F7, B flat major 7, E flat major 7, A half diminished, D7, G minor 7, G7, C minor 7, F7, B flat major 7, oops, sorry, A half diminished, G minor 7, A half diminished since you went away, D7, G minor 7, G7, C minor 7, F7, whoops, E flat major 7, A half diminished, D7, C7, 2-5 to E flat, E flat, okay, so I know that sometimes it doesn't sound as good as it should because you want to add some extensions, some sharp 5s, flat 9s, all that is cool and all that is going to happen, but this is the building block, this is the foundation. Additionally, as you're playing and practicing these inversions, your ears are open, and whenever you're playing, you're starting to become sensitive to the color and the vibe, the emotional effect that each inversion has. So a root position doesn't sound anything like a first inversion or like a second inversion or like a third inversion. So we're becoming sensitive to that. Second, these are basically the architectural shapes for improvisation, and they kind of highlight the king and queen notes within a scale. So if we have 7 notes in a scale, these 4 notes, these are the good ones, and you kind of want to get them visually as well as technically and in your ears. So all those 3 things are going to happen once we practice this a little bit. So here's another way that I practice the inversions, and this has to do more with architecture rather than harmony. So basically, I take any note on the 6th, 5th, or 4th string. Let's take the 5th string. Say it's a D. And I'm going to treat it like the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7th of whatever chord I want to play in any quality. So let's take a major 7th for now. So 1 major 7th, first inversion, second inversion, sorry, you should finger it like this. I have funny fingers. And third inversion. And like that for any chord quality. So let's do the dominant 7th, first inversion, do the drop IIIs as well. Okay, so like that from the 6th string, 4th string. So let's take root position with the 3rd, with the flatted 5th, and the flatted 7th. Okay, so this is a really good way to make sure we really get the shapes down without having to think, without having to relate to any harmony. Simply knowing what the shapes feel like and what they sound like. So that's another good way to practice it. So I hope you enjoyed the video and found value in it, and please let me know in the comment section below if there's any particular subject that you'd like to see a video on. There are many more that I'm preparing, but I decided to do this kind of fundamental series, make it more fun but also available and short, succinct, so that we can really move towards more interesting and complicated subjects with ease. So thank you for watching, and see you soon.